Are you ready? You think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Bring the world!
Welcome in, everybody, to Let Me Tell You Something, Brother, the absolute powerhouse show here at 216 Creator Studios, coming to you live from Tom's Production Studios. If you think it, he can ink it on all your
apparel and decorated apparel needs.
There it is. Check them out at www.tomsproductions.com. Hey, we're a week out from the big deal, the WrestleMania. This is going to be, well, it's WrestleMania. Anyway.
Well, it is like, it's Holy Week now for the church with Palm Sunday today.
Holy Week for wrestlers.
And you got Monday, Thursday, Good Friday, and Easter. And for us, 420. Oh, it is. Yes, it is 420. And yeah, so like, and this is now the time of year where it is Holy Week for wrestling.
That's it.
And we'll get into that in just a little bit.
Love it.
And like, speaking of the religious aspect, you know, it's just like, it's kind of sad what kind of goes around. It's just a few weeks ago. I just got to say, and this is in loving memory of the Reject Rundown, May 2nd through 2017 until March 30th, 2025. So that was our last show, was March 30th, when the Rejects called us out on their previous show. And then we decided to do our own promo against them, broadcast, show their show, and talk back to them. I got a little bit animated. I apologize for any foul language. But I didn't mean to kill the bastards. Because like they've completely disappeared since then. They are gone. So in loving memory of Zach the Mac up here, El Pollo Loco, TK, SG3, Droopy Dog, Old Man, and Jerry Sachs. What's his name? Joe Sadness or something.
It's it, Windy City Savage.
This is just in loving memory to you guys. I mean,
that would pop you.
It is.
I mean, it's sad. I feel like it's sad for the wrestling community because, again, I feel like it's always great to have the banter.
It is.
like they were on our they were in our comments section filling it up. Like they were hot and heavy.
Yeah.
That was a good run for them. It was a good run, but you know what? Just like Cena said, it's got to come to an end. Take the title and go home.
So what I think we're
Chop it up with Tony coming.
Oh yes, chop it up with Tony. TK is going on his own, having his own show coming out.
Pollo Loco going solo.
I want to say,
and Zach the Mac is also doing another one.
Yeah.
TK, if you want to say his name out there, what his show's called, feel free to put it in the comments.
Chop it up with Tony is going to be a great show, though.
Yeah,
because I don't think it's Up in Smoke. I forget what.
I wish them all the best of luck.
Yep.
I mean, it's very hard to step out on your own. Yeah, but we'll support and watch when we can.
That's a pretty good shot of Zach the Mac up there.
Yeah, I mean we'll be there. Like you guys need anything, feel free to reach out.
I know a great platform.
Zach the Mac up there in the left corner.
You got some stuff like going on, but like we're here for you. But however, the trash can is still here.
Trash Day has come.
We have some of your old swag, and get some of this garbage out of here. Where's the belt? There's your belt. So
And the other belts right
and
here.
your belts there. So if you want those belts back, I'm giving you 2 weeks. And then on our live on our next show, if you're not here, you don't claim them, we're destroying them live on 216 the net.
That was a pregnant pause right there. Yeah, choke the chicken. There it is.
Yes. So if you don't
Thanks
like
for-
that, you could choke the chicken.
Thanks for
No,
choking Tom's chicken. Whoa, down goes Mr. Perfect.
So what's that there? I think he's got Roll It Up podcast.
Roll it
with
up
that.
podcast, Zach.
There we go.
Hey, Zach. 2 great shows coming up. Check them out on YouTube. Like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell. And hopefully we'll get him in as a guest here. But Tony the Kid, chop it up. Tony, roll it up podcast.
Like I said, TK, he's the heart and soul of that show and does a great job. And
Zach the Mac.
we'll
is
see what we
obviously
can
the
work
eye candy.
with them in the future.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
anything else you guys want to say about that, or shall we move on?
I think we.
I just could you show them the shirt? We got some new.
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
New merch.
Got some new merch.
Yes,
here?
so yes, because Joe Sadness or Jerry Sags, whatever you want to name him, made a reference about being he never heard of anyone being famous.
Facebook
I
famous.
can't even talk right now.
You can't.
That's right.
It's all right.
Oh, there's a lot of
Yeah, that's the Red Bull. Oh, sorry, not the Red Bull. The energy drink.
It's Rojo, Toro, and a Cerveza.
That's
There you
the
go.
Nice.
But yeah, so I am Tommy Boy, fat guy in a little coat.
That's it. You
But,
got the
yeah,
They
SOB
didn't even know
over there.
my name. So
Yeah,
hey,
so
I'm gonna say name.
You got the SOB over
Yeah,
there.
the big SOB. Yeah, and then so like Jerry Sagness like made some comment about us being like never heard of anyone being Facebook famous. I still can't say it. I'm reading your shirt.
Reading is fundamental.
But you know what? I mean, we're averaging over 350 views on Facebook.
Hey,
Hey.
that's a good place to be. And thank you for tuning in. We love it.
So I mean, I wouldn't mind being Facebook famous in a way,
Hey.
in a good way.
As long as it's not on a bad post of
That's right.
Alrighty. So let's move on.
Moving right along.
So AEW had their big pay-per-view last Sunday, Dynasty. If my co-host would like to get that information going with the match
Yeah.
card and
So they had their 0 hour, which was their pre-show, and then they had the full-blown show. So on the 0 hour show, you had Nick Wayne and CRU versus Fox and Type Top Flight. Now it's coming over to me. I can't talk now.
Ooh, look at that.
You had
Smarty man.
Wayne and CRU winning.
It's like
that.
herpes.
Keep that over there. Please keep that over there. You also had on the main card, you had Will Ospreay versus Kevin Knight. Will Ospreay defeating Kevin Knight.
Which was probably the match of the night.
Yeah, that's was definitely one of those. Honestly, I did watch some of that match with Will, and I'm not a huge viewer of AEW.
No.
But what they've done with some of those people has been great. But again, as that fan, as I said before, like what's that dream match? Like, I would love to see him wrestle some other talent.
Right.
And see what they could do. You had the Hurt Syndicate versus Branches of the Learning Tree.
Which I believe MJF interfered in that one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You had the Hurt Syndicate defeating the Branch. Mercedes Monet versus
You
Julia
really
Hart.
cannot talk.
I can't. I
Need
really can't.
glasses?
I probably do. Monet did win that match. That match, honestly, I thought was a decent match.
Mhm.
But I don't like what they're doing. I don't like her anymore. I loved her when she was in WWE.
Mhm.
Not a fan ever since she came over to AEW.
I mean, she was good with the whole feud with Harley Cameron and the ventriloquist puppet. That was fun. And then That was what the qualifying match for the Owen Hart tournament.
Yeah.
Is what she was doing.
The next match was Death Riders versus Rated FTR.
In which they screwed over.
Death Riders defeated Rated FTR, and then
And then the FTR did the turn on Edge to get him off programming for a little bit. In which what it looks like will happen is he will eventually team back up with Christian for one last run.
all the kids would love it.
Predictable Tony Khan.
Speaking of Tony Storm versus Megan Bain.
Timeless.
Hey, I'm reading the report card here, okay? It does not say that. It just says Tony Storm. I will timeless Tony Storm. You have Timeless defeating Bain.
I think they pushed that match a little too fast for Bain.
Yeah.
She was kind of coming in as the new Jay Cargill, and then having her lose to Tony right away. It kind of puts her on the back step.
Yeah.
But then they had her on, I think it was on Collision last night, where she did a 2-on-1 handicap.
Tony's asking what's up with Kid throwing up.
So that was Hook. He threw up during the match. I believe that was on actually Dynamite on Wednesday night. He had a nasty shot with the chair, and that was Hook throwing up. And some people are saying it was signs of a concussion, that they should have stopped the match, but it's a two-way street with WWE and the whole what's his name, Big Head,
JD.
JD McDonough, where he wrestled with a punctured lung. Continue the match and all that other stuff. So if the wrestler wants to go, it's kind of props to him, but
it's props, but at the same time, that's too different. I mean, a punctured lung is bad, but a concussion, they're both bad, but I don't know. I would feel like the adrenaline would keep you going in a punctured lung versus the concussion. There's a lot of problems that could happen. Keep going here. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe.
That was also, I believe, a qualifying match.
Yeah. Fletcher won. Jericho versus Bandito. That one, I don't like the outcome of it. Bandito defeats Jericho to win the match. That I'm okay with, but that was the match, I believe, that was restarted, correct?
Right.
Jericho.
Because of the Ring of Honor rules.
Yeah. Okay. Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole. I'm still Adam Cole. I just feel like this needs to go.
He's Team Shawn Michaels.
No, he's not even Team Shawn Michaels. I mean, that's giving him a huge compliment.
Maybe Vince was right with him. He should just, when he was in WWE and they brought him up, they wanted him to be a manager.
Yeah.
And that's probably what he should be.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like now that they've given him the belt, he'll get some TV time, but I just feel like his Kenny Omega versus Ricochet versus Mike Bailey.
That was the other good match of the night.
Realistically, anything with Omega, I feel like is a good match. I feel like this is a bad comparison if you follow wrestling now, but Jeff Hardy and Kevin Omega to me are very similar to where they're going to leave everything out on the ring.
Right.
They're going to break their body. You're going to get a great match out of it. But that's, again, I think Kevin Omega is better.
Kenny Omega.
Wow. Kenny Omega is better than Jeff Hardy, but I just feel like that whole, you're going to leave everything out there. As a fan, you're going to see it all.
Mm-hmm.
Omega did win that. John Moxley versus Swerve.
Moxley retained.
Yes, and then retained. And that was was that the one where the EVPs came back?
Yes, the EVPs came back and then pretty much are joining forces with Moxley.
Supposedly, yeah. So that was all of it. That was the whole card.
So then Wednesday on Dynamite, what they ended up doing with the Learning Tree and Chris Jericho, he was upset because like none of them like came out there. He was just disappointed in them. Told him Big Bill and Bad Apple that he is very disappointed in what they were doing. So, and maybe it's just best for him to go. And he got in his car and left the building for a while. Pretty much what that is setting up is Fozzy is beginning their tour, I believe, this week or next week. So he will probably be gone for the next month. I want to say Fozzy's 25th anniversary show, which will be in Belvedere. We'll get into that in a future show. Is one of their last stops in May. All right.
May 5th, they'll be in town May 5th and May 9th, Madison and Joliet.
Yeah, so
and Belvedere on May 11th.
May 11th, yeah, is the Belvedere one. That one, the VIP is already sold out. I think that I want to say Joliet is sold out too for the VIP. It's like their Illinois shows completely sold out VIP. You can still get it elsewhere.
Yeah.
So the other big thing with AEW is this week is when they break the wrestling record on TNT and TBS as the longest running wrestling show, which doesn't seem right. Like when you look at what Nitro did, 83 weeks topping WWE.
James, the Italian Stallion, ladies man, jumps in, says can't stand John Moxley.
I completely agree with
Joke
you.
of a champion.
He needs to go on vacation. So with that, this week, Wednesday is spring breakthrough. I doubt they do the poolside thing that WCW used to do, but that's kind of like when they officially break the record. I still think they should have got Shane McMahon on board. Tony Khan should give him what he wanted.
Yeah.
Disrupt the status quo of wrestling right now. And
well, I mean, with that, I mean it's interesting right now because a lot of it, I mean, it came out April Fool's Day. Vince McMahon was going to buy TNA, which you kind of knew was an April Fool's joke,
right.
But I wouldn't count it out.
I went right. That's easier to do.
Yeah, and I think
I'm shocked Shane hasn't yet.
Yeah, well, I think that's what it's going to be. Is I think Shane and his dad are going to team back up.
And then what AEW is also saying on Thursday, because of the NBA playoffs starting next Saturday, not the other big wrestling show that's going on Saturday, but because the NBA playoffs, they are moving Collision to Thursday night for Spring Break Part 2. So that's going to give us 10 consecutive days of wrestling, which we will get into in a bit. Alrighty. Anything else for AEW?
No.
You got anything, Ken? Have you watched anything lately?
I've got nothing.
Come on, Kent. You're supposed to start watching that again.
I know. It has been a crazy week.
I mean, it is easier with, like I said, with it being on HBO Max, seeing a lot of this stuff.
That has helped increase their views. I still don't like where you have to really search for it.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the butt. Like you have to type AEW all the time in the search menu to find it. Because it's not on the main page still. I think the live is, but it's like on the bottom.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna talk about it here shortly, but one thing that I did notice interesting about the whole streaming platforms is Netflix is now, if you watch Raw live, you watch it live. Okay, like we've talked about with commercials, with everything. If you watch it pre-recorded, it will actually now tell you in the top right-hand corner it's edited from live footage. And it's very interesting because it did not say that pre Tiffany and Charlotte going at it.
Okay.
So it's very interesting how, and what I'm getting at is the stance that now Netflix, the corporation of Netflix, is taking on that. Because again, as we were always told, oh, we're going to be able to do more on Netflix. We're going to be able to do this. Well, that's great. That's when you watch it live, not when you watch it pre-recorded.
All right. What's the other comment?
Eric Bam jumping in says, "Good evening, everybody. I'm wearing bedazzled pants tonight.
Oh, matches my jacket.
Like your jacket. Absolutely. Good to see you, Eric.
My shiny pants don't fit no more.
Haven't fit in a long time.
All right. So your thing that's been going on is Stephanie McMahon show, Stephanie's Places, Have you guys seen any episodes yet?
I've watched a
It's
couple.
on ESPN Plus.
I've watched a couple of it on like the Facebook highlights and
Okay.
stuff. I mean, it looks interesting. It's good to see her kind of still involved. But again, it's a lot of like if you've watched Stone Cold show or you've watched some of the other WWE shows, like there is some rinse and repeat kind of stuff.
Right.
Um,
Nothing really new.
no. So
And then with that, like, so the last 2 episodes that they had last week or a week before was Cody Rhodes.
Mhm.
And then this past week was Rhea Ripley. What I'm finding, like what these guys are doing is pretty much like catering to Stephanie. Cody gave her her own belt.
Yeah.
With her name on it. And then Rhea Ripley gave her a vest.
Yeah.
And then Stephanie came out to do like Rhea's entrance with her, and Papa H probably had some fun with that later on that
I'm
evening.
sure.
But for me, like it's a 25-minute show.
Mhm.
Again, you're not getting a whole lot out of it. If you're bored, whatever.
If you want to have it playing in the background, I think it's a great show.
You're not really learning anything new.
No, there's no peek behind the curtain at all. Are you
Eric-
having trouble with that bag over there?
Eric Bam just says, if I was a wrestler, serious potato in the tights for sure. Oh, that's funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny right there.
Yeah. I'm a
Alrighty.
sweet potato guy.
The other thing that debuted this week in preparation for WrestleMania being in Las Vegas was WrestleMania 9 becoming a spectacle on Peacock. Have any of you guys watched it yet?
Not yet. It is on the list to be watched tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So it's an hour and 50 minutes.
Mhm.
It is pretty much done similar to like The Last Dance,
Okay.
where they'll show current wrestlers that are still alive, the clips of like the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
So back then, for the newer audience, like there weren't really cameras allowed backstage. Kayfabe was very much alive. Like you get looks from the Undertaker and Yokozuna, like, why are you recording?
Yeah.
But then later on, Yokozuna's like, can I get a copy of that later?
Yeah.
Some interesting points from there was like how much Caesar's Palace wanted Hogan to have the belt and be in the main event somehow.
Yeah.
Even though they kept saying, here you go, Bret Hart was being told he was going to be this long champion. Pretty much what we're
22 minutes, 32 seconds this round. Ding, 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 ding.
But hang on. I'm going to put an asterisk on that because he was on the screen.
Okay.
Before.
He
He
was.
made an appearance before the word.
It will have an asterisk. Yeah.
So what they're saying, like the reason why it was like WrestleMania becoming a spectacle was that was the first time they did like the whole background scenery. Everyone's dressed as togas. It was JR's first WrestleMania commenting. For me, the nostalgia.
That was JR's first time
That was his
commenting?
first time. Yeah.
I'll be damned. Okay.
Yeah,
First time commentary a pay-per-view or
I think it was first time ever.
okay.
Yeah. Slobber knockers.
And like he thought it was
Barbecue
a
sauce.
rib when he was told that he had to wear a toga. He's like, no, we're all wearing togas in there. But yeah, so like with that, I mean, for me, like my brother Art absolutely hated WrestleMania 9, the ending. A lot of us Bret Hart fans hated it.
That one down.
Because, well, what happened is it looked like that was the beginning of the new era when Bret won the championship.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, now you're seeing the politics come into play with Hogan back. And the more you watch this stuff, when you watch this, when you watch a Vince documentary, Bret's always been telling the truth.
Oh yeah.
Hogan says 2 different things in this documentary again, with the black guy incident, where he was saying it was a jet ski accident. The rumor has always been Macho Man.
I think you have to hesitate in a different area when you say that.
Yeah.
The black guy incident.
Black eye.
I did hear the I. So I mean, to give my co-host here credit, I did say I.
But
Oh, the rumor was always it was Macho Man.
Macho Man with their heated feud,
Yeah.
that like
Yeah.
Hogan was in bed with Elizabeth the night before, and Macho Man caught him, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then when Vince saw Hogan come up, he's like, "You gotta get cleared to wrestle. I'm not going to let you compete. Like that looks bad."
Yeah.
So what Hogan did is lied to the doctor, said, "Oh, this is a storyline. We got stitched up. It's a contact lens in the eye." And the doctor was like, "Oh, okay." And then signed up and like, here you go, Vince. Like, I'm cleared.
It's so interesting. Like
Hogan.
we've always said that how they replay things, change storylines around, but it's just funny to me, like how much now Triple H is grabbing from the earlier WrestleManias for storylines.
Right. No imagination.
No. And what I'm getting at is I feel like we're going to get something very similar to this with KO, and we'll talk about it later.
And the other thing from this whole WrestleMania 9 stuff, it was Nick Khan. They actually have footage of Nick Khan working as a security guard for Caesar's Palace.
Oh.
He was walking past, I don't know if it was Howard Finkel or Mean Gene Okerlund, and they had a camera shot of like the video archivist, like that's Nick Khan.
Yep.
So, I mean, that was kind of a cool tab, or we'll insert that they had there. But yeah, for me, like the nostalgic watching like Mr. Perfect, Razor Ramon, bunch of guys that passed away. It was kind of sad, like not knowing they're around anymore. I wish that whoever was doing the video would have like interviewed these guys back then, because you didn't really get much of that in this documentary. You just got them like kind of behind the scenes,
which is weird because Razor Scott Hall, he was so adamant and he just wanted to talk about anything like near the end of his life, where like I feel like if you knew you were going to make this documentary or had the idea, like he would have talked to you, he would have done something.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's kind of a miss on, I don't want to say Peacock, but
Day late.
Yeah.
And I'll try to think what else was on there. Try and draw a blank. Like the other thing I like was the whole Crush and Doink the Clown feud. That's when the two Doinks showed up. Like that was actually an excellent build up that they had for that match. Even though it was two corny characters, but I mean, Doink was a genius.
He was ahead
and
of
Matt
his time.
Bourne.
I think he was ahead of his time. I mean, I feel like that's the same thing with like weird thing with Al Snow.
And yeah, so like that was Matt Bourne, who was also in the very first WrestleMania. A lot of people don't realize that was pre-Doink era.
Eric Bam gives us his greatest wrestlers of all time. Ric Flair, number 1. He's transcendent. Number 2, Shawn Michaels. Dude is
all right. We're done.
Number 3, Bret Hart.
No, Bret's above those two.
4, Mick Foley. 5, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And my childhood. Ho! 2x4 in the show. Nice.
Agree to disagree.
It's his. He said it's his, not yours.
And honestly, his number 4 is an interesting.
You guys are so nice to our fans.
It is.
Gotta be. That's how you get bigger fan base. But
no, you can go choke on that chicken.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
that was a long one. Mick Foley is a weird one on that list because which version of Mick Foley?
Cactus Jack.
Yeah, I mean, like he had so many, and they were all
Dude
different.
Love.
Right.
So I mean, Eric, if you want to keep listening and chime in on that one, I would love to know which iteration of Mick Foley, or do you encompass all of his personas into one? Because he was a great man. I've met him twice in my life.
Is that right?
Yeah. Met him when I was very little. Had him autograph his book, his first book.
Yeah.
And then I met him 6 or 7 years ago at C2E2. He was there.
Okay.
And he would just sit there and he would talk to everybody.
Because he was recently in a car accident too. He's supposed to be at the Indianapolis convention.
You should have seen what that car looked like when he was done. Boom! Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Tom's favorite still. I'm not going to say.
All right, can we block him?
All of them. He did the crazy stuff that others wouldn't do.
He did.
Yeah. I agree.
You want to?
I've always liked him.
Chime in on that
one of my favorites too.
You got it tuned in?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
You want to press start?
Time to play the game.
All right, time to play the game. This is where we take time, well, to play the game. That's why it's called Time to Play the Game.
Life with Tom is a game.
Hey,
So, I'm just
it
saying.
is. Here's what we're doing. We're rolling into the big deal WrestleMania. The worst. This isn't even a best of worst of. This is the worst, in your opinion, the worst build-up to a WrestleMania ever. Is it this one?
I would say it's up there,
Oh, this is right up.
especially for it being a 2-night event.
Yeah.
I
would
mean,
say-
otherwise, WrestleMania 11 is always going to be the all-time worst.
Yeah.
Which one?
WrestleMania 11
For the build-up?
everything was bad.
The build-up? Interesting.
Match were bad. Main event was Bam Bam versus Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
That was Shawn Michaels' first main event against Diesel for a championship with Pamela Anderson was probably the only highlight of that. Bret had an okay match with Bob Backlund.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say this is probably up there. And again, we're speaking a week before. We're talking about just the build up here. I mean, we could be shocked. Triple H could be pulling something out of his hat here and have a great 2-night event. But the build up, I feel like with the whole main event, the Royal Rumble, I feel like you've now really messed up the fabric of the WWE universe with that. Like, and I'm not saying that you need to insert him, but like he won the Rumble. You main event WrestleMania. That is what it is.
Well, technically, it hasn't been.
Okay. It's been a
Because I was actually looking up this past week, and quite a few winners of the Royal Rumble did not have the main event at WrestleMania. They had a shot at the title, whether it was beginning of show, mid show, or whatever, but they didn't have the actual main event. Like I was at WrestleMania 22 when Rey Mysterio won. He wasn't in the main event. It was Cena versus Triple H.
and that's why you always fact check me. But no, I would say this build up though has been bad.
This has been a bad one.
They got it all wrong. They should have. Cena should have won.
Hang on, that's Eric. I'm gonna have to take that Nick Foley comment away. That's worse.
He said he'd rather watch the new Snow White than this WrestleMania. Snooze.
Do you want some insight on that, Tom? Because you look lost on that.
I am.
So like that whole thing, and that's horrible. I mean,
You watched it?
no, I've not watched. I've watched bits of it
6 times, he
No,
said.
I've watched it.
Lowest rating movie ever on IMDb and
Yes,
Rotten Tomato scores.
yeah. But it's also, again, that's all horrible buildup. All the press that they did for that movie, she shot the movie down horribly.
Well,
But she must work for Triple H.
there you go.
Could be.
The worst that I could come up with, and we're at WrestleMania what right now?
41.
41. So the worst that I've found online, that Reddit and all that, right? I did some digging. The worst build up to WrestleMania is widely considered to be the build up for WrestleMania 32. There you go. Many wrestling fans and critics citing it as one of the worst in the history, while a few individuals may point to specific matches or storylines as having the worst build-up. General consensus is that WrestleMania 32 overall storytelling and booking decisions led to a generally negative reception.
What was the main event of that one?
That was Triple H and
Oh, that's
Roman,
why.
I believe.
Yeah.
But that was also, I mean, that had, I'm looking at the card right here. Yeah, that definitely. But that, to me, at that time, there wasn't a whole lot of roster. There wasn't a lot of meat in there to play with. Because, I mean, a couple of the matches, Kalisto versus Ryback.
Oh, wow.
Team Total Divas versus Team Bad and Blonde.
Yeah,
The
they just
Usos versus the Dudleys.
the storyline surrounding the main event, which pitted
No.
Roman Reigns and Triple H, was criticized for being poorly developed and ultimately unsatisfying. And that's the way I feel we're at
Yeah.
with 41 as well.
Well, but that was because, again, now I'll answer your question here, or not. I'll
Yeah.
ask you a question. Roman Reigns was always pushed onto us. The same thing with John Cena.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
a
he was
long
forced.
time. He was always forced.
Mhm.
And then he caught on, and people like John Cena. Same thing with Roman. I feel like that's the same thing with Cody right now, is they're trying to force him down your throat because they know it's worked with 2 previous stars that they've had. But yeah, that match between him and Triple H, that was just completely
Bad.
bad. But then
And that's where you show like Triple H's true character, where he always had to be the guy.
I'm glad you say that because so this WrestleMania is in 2016.
Yeah,
Okay?
Tony the Kid agrees with me. 32.
11 times. I think I saw the report this week. 11 times Roman Reigns has been the main event of WrestleMania.
And to me, that's a stupid stat when you have night 1, night 2. No, there's only one main event of
That's fine.
WrestleMania.
That's fine. So okay,
It's the dumbest thing where
Move
they're
one
trying to
away.
break Hogan's record and
I get
stuff.
it.
It's all
remove
crap.
one. What I'm getting at is
What do you say
this
there?
started.
Tony the Kid was like, did Alex say there wasn't enough meat to play with? No, did he? Play it.
Hey, choke your own chicken.
You know what? I will.
Yeah,
I'm
my
gonna get
chicken
a
on.
better one than the
You're
Disney
going
one.
to have to get a.
You want the Moana one?
I don't want the Moana one.
Well, you're in luck, my friend.
Am I?
'Cause I expected you to take the Moana one.
As he
I
looked
almost
under
did.
the table.
It pulls out another. Why is it clear? Like you couldn't give me any other color.
That one was at the kids' book section at Walmart.
Does this one glow in the dark?
I have no idea, but
It
when I
could.
saw it, I'm like, that's a perfect one as a backup.
It is a backup shit.
There you go. There. Now you
So now you have your own chicken to
fellas
choke.
can
I do.
get through the game choking each other's chicken. Here we go.
Now here's the best part. Mine has bling that says "squeeze me."
Hey.
And what happens when you
Bagel
squeeze it?
holes. Good.
But no, they sound exactly the same. It's hilarious. But I'm gonna stick him right here. That what I was getting at is that was one of the first WrestleManias where they kind of really forced Roman on everybody.
Right.
And that's where I feel
Was
like
that the one where you won in Philly?
no, this was in Arlington, Texas.
Arden.
No, but no, he won the Rumble in Philly.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
And they brought The Rock out, and the fans still weren't having it.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's the worst. And I think this one is going to ramp right up there.
And that's why like we said before in previous shows, Cena should have won the Rumble.
Yeah.
And I think they should have still kept Cena a face. He should have won against Gunther, or even bring Joe Hendry in, have him win the TNA title. So he still breaks the record, gives TNA some publicity as you have that deal going on. But I mean, they're trying to force Jey Uso to be main event Jey Uso, and he's not even main event WrestleMania. I think it's time to repackage that character.
Well, I said in the last show, it's interesting that the rumors are coming around that they are renaming some of their stars, Seth Rollins being the first one to kind of get the freaking X out of the name there. So we'll see what comes.
Oh, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right, so that is a game. You want to play with something else? I got more toys.
That's what she
And they're
said.
silicone too.
So I went to Walmart and had
we
more.
have some more
WrestleMania.
openings.
We have some more openings, different ones now. They now have thumb wrestlers,
Some wrestlers.
where actually it's more like they make out with you.
I'm not sure if I like
Or with
that,
your
but let's
thumbs.
give it a try.
So here you go.
They don't
Okay.
fit my thumb, by the way.
Oh, did you try it? Did you try it on?
You
There you
didn't see the display that has the does your fingers fit here?
Whoops.
You're hitting the camera.
Whoop! I hit the camera.
I can't even catch. They're all good shots. I
No,
can't-
that was the last
one.
one.
right there it is. I got one there.
Right in the face.
Oh, that's you.
Wham.
I'll just take mine. I don't need them chucks in me. I got the one that you opened already.
No, one was already open. I was excited that it was open because I got who I wanted.
Oh, did you?
of
Of course you did.
I got another American Nightmare, and he's got a lift already. He's glad to
So
go.
the wrestlers that are on here,
Randy Orton.
the super rare is The Rock.
Got him. Got the Russian Randy Orton.
The rare is Logan Paul.
Oh,
American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso,
Still
Kevin
smell like
Owens,
paint thinner.
They do. Now you say the
Rey
rare. The
Mysterio.
rare is the Rock. This is the second week I got the Rock.
You got the Rock again? Well, wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the splat one.
Yeah, the split Rock.
So we're
Yeah.
missing LA Knight. That's the only one that we're
Rey
missing.
Mysterio, Drew McIntyre, Undertaker, and my personal favorite, Bret Hart.
Wow.
Of course,
Here,
Brett.
toss me the
And
rock.
KO.
Toss me the second rock we got, so we can have him up here. So then we're only missing one.
Oh,
Oh, I took everybody down.
You did. It's all right.
no, it's not. Your
They're all
show's
retired.
ruined.
They know how to take a fall.
And I love how they got the Undertaker here. That's got like the teardrop tattoo.
No, I don't have any more.
Ooh,
You
oh, I
have
got the Undertaker.
You have
Yeah.
all my thumbs.
Oh, it's a thumb.
Oh! Look at that! Right on the chicken goes Bret Hart.
Right on the chicken.
Crossface chicken wing.
Crossface chicken wing.
Oh, well, I got a Bret Hart too.
Oh, that's
I thought you said they were.
super rare.
No, the super rare was the Rock. I can't.
Now, the Jimmy Uso I got here, I got with the pinky glasses. Oh, you get two of them in here, Cody.
Yeah, you get two for each thumb,
Well, one for each thumb.
or one for each. Oh,
Oh, I'm guessing Zombie Cody.
that's
I don't-
Cody.
I've got Bret Hart and the
Yeah,
Undertaker
we'll talk to you, Cody, real
making
quick.
out over here.
There you
I
go.
don't.
Oh, another Cody. I just opened up two freaking Codys.
Oh, KO.
There is a lot of Cody going on.
I mean, I feel like this is.
Oh, there's Randy. I got another.
Oh, there we go. I feel
I
like
don't know.
this-
He looks more like Vladimir Kozlov.
That's what I'm saying. He looks Russian. Oh, got the rock.
Oh, I got the Rock. Oh, Thumb Rock.
Thumb rock.
Oh, nice.
With another Cody.
Is that foreshadowing?
Cody's
know.
hot right now.
Oh, there's LA Knight. I got.
Oh, we got them all then.
We got 'em all now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you got a Cody thumb over there?
No.
Like,
Oh, he doesn't come with much. I mean, Brett's
No.
got a
Ooh.
nice mullet.
We got another Rock.
Look at that.
Another Rock. What is on the back of his head? Wow, this is weird.
So who are you missing over there? We got the Rock. Oh, you got LA Knight. You got them all up there, right?
So I think we got them all now. Another LA
No,
Knight.
give me that LA Knight. I got the whole collection of those, you know. Get rid of this eater.
So did we get all the thumb guys too?
Um,
We're missing Mysterio
Yeah, Rey Mysterio. We did.
and Drew McIntyre. We're missing, and Logan Paul.
I mean, the Rock thumb guy does look like Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Oh, don't say that to the Rock.
Well, the Rock squishy guy looks like the guy from Star Trek. The bald guy on Star Trek.
There's Tom's Tinder profile now.
Hey now. Alrighty. What are you doing over there?
Picard. That's the guy's name.
Picard.
Picard.
Yeah, the slam bracelets are all gone. Those are completely wiped out.
Those weren't bad.
No, but
Uh,
like Megan and I went, and now I walked through the aisle just to try to get the whole collection here as we got on the show. And I saw the bigger versions of the splats.
Yeah.
Like I grabbed it and I was like, not that it like,
That's
that
some
heavy?
girth to it.
but like I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting after opening these guys, this to be like, it has to be at least like a pound and a half.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Because that's what Cody, Logan Paul, and Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now the other thing, they did a team up with the company that does these like jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
characters that have actually
Cowboy Bill Watts.
we had John Cena here, but that was given to me by my son who wanted it back. So
Cowboy
I'm gonna wait
Bill
for those
Watts.
to go on
That was,
clearance.
that was back in the time
Yeah.
of Tommy Wildfire Rich
The other
on
thing-
Georgia Championship Wrestling.
The other thing they had too is like the puppet fighters with Cody and Cena.
yeah,
That
Hey,
was
if you're looking
much.
for great Easter basket gifts, these are it right here. You can load up your little wrestling fan with some good Easter
for
basket.
sure. And they can get
Yeah.
Hey kids, guess what you're getting from Dad?
The ones that are already open.
Nothing says Easter
All the
more,
duplicates.
nothing says Easter more than men in little Speedo tights
And paint thinner.
and paint.
That's how my
Oh,
Easter was.
This one kind of looks like Eric Vicencio.
It does. You should
Hey,
give it
I'll
to
give
him.
it to him on Tuesday.
Hey.
Yeah, so we got a duplicate of that. KO.
All
I
right.
think the best looking one is probably is main event. I mean, that looks. I mean, besides Bret Hart, I mean, but
Well, it's fine. It's like the Undertaker and Drew McIntyre is like just they changed the hairline.
yeah, and the teardrop. Undertaker's got a teardrop. He killed somebody.
Alrighty. Oh, this is series 1, so apparently they're going to have some more.
See how they sell.
Do you want to thumb wrestle?
You pick your best. I pick my best. I'm gonna go with your left, your right hand.
Live thumb wrestling.
Live thumb wrestling entertainment here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war.
Chill. Oh,
1, 2, 3. I win.
yeah. Well, guess what? Get out of here, Brett.
Respect Brett. Uso, you're trash anyway. Go cry me a river. He's become a Cody crybaby anyway.
You saw it here first. Live thumb wrestling
That's all
right here.
Workers' comp.
Let me tell you something, brother. Tom's Production
Not
Studios.
the studio. Not the studio.
Told you
Not
this.
the studio, not the studio.
Told you this is exciting. This is a power hour right here.
All right. So let's get into our 10-day forecast. So here's a 10-day wrestling forecast.
Right.
So we have Raw tomorrow night at 7. We have NXT Tuesday night at 7. Dynamite Wednesday night at 7, which is their spring break one, what we mentioned before. Thursday, Collision move from Saturday to Thursday this week at 7. SmackDown's at 7 p.m. The Hall of Fame is at 12 a.m. our time. 10 o'clock Pacific time.
What?
Well, because
Yeah.
what they're trying to do is so this SmackDown's at the T-Mobile Arena.
Oh, yeah.
So then you got to hop halfway down the strip to get to the hosting hotel for where they're doing this.
Yeah, gotcha.
So that's why
All
they
right.
did that. 'Cause
So
they
what are we
mentioned that
expecting? What are we expecting at 7 o'clock every day here? Let's talk.
Whoa,
Jeez,
that's
easy.
the ghost.
What are
Sean.
we expecting on Raw? Is this going to be a sleeper? Are we going to see some slobber knockers
No, we got Roman coming back tomorrow.
after he speared the Rock?
So what happened is Pepsi Boy's favor was for Heyman to be in his corner at WrestleMania because what was it, 13 years ago? Heyman
Hang in
said
there.
that like he would walk him down the aisle.
Yeah,
And to me, that's not that's not a favor. That's like holding someone to their promise.
it is, but it is a favor because it's definitely messing with Roman, the tribal chief. Now, what I think is very interesting, what I predict is going to happen is if you think about this, you had Pepsi Boy hit his finisher on Roman.
Yeah.
Fast forward, you had Seth hit his finisher on Pepsi Boy.
Mhm.
Monday night, my preview is going to be Roman hits his finisher on both of them.
On both of them. And
And
they all kick out.
Now, Seth Rollins owed a favor because he did not stomp Paul Heyman.
In which more likely it's sign up for Paul to help.
Now, are
Rollins.
you more, as a fan, this Raw to me doesn't do anything. This Raw does.
The go home show is usually pretty good.
Yeah.
The post WrestleMania Raw, there's always the high expectations.
Mhm.
And that's like for me, last year was kind of a dud.
It was.
And that's where like right now Cena's advertised for Raw. Cody is not. Yeah. All right. So as we were talking about the Hall of Fame, here is the inductees. You have the natural disasters, and then you have Michelle McCool, who's going to be inducted by The Undertaker, her husband.
So who's going to induct natural disaster?
I don't think maybe Jimmy Hart.
Okay.
A lot of those guys are gone.
Yeah, I'm going to say a lot of them are pretty well.
I mean, Hogan was good friends with Tugboat,
Yeah.
Typhoon, so they may use Hogan. I don't know. Then you have Shawn Michaels inducting Triple H, the headliner, and he's got some explaining to do to the wife about that one. Lex Luger is going to be inducted by Diamond Dallas Page and not Sting. Apparently, there's no agreement with Tony Khan and AEW to allow Sting to appear for that. He could be at the event, but he can't be on camera.
Now, that doesn't bother me as much because of current history.
Right.
Because Luger is in a wheelchair currently. He can get up now.
That's why you don't take your vitamins.
But Diamond Dallas, I mean, this man, DDP Yoga needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
I mean,
For
I'm
real.
not even talking about the Wrestling Hall of Fame. I'm
For
talking
real.
about
Or they
Hall
should
of Fame in
replace
general.
the Warrior Award.
He's
like-
done a ton
Oh.
of good for so many people.
So many people. And I mean, the wrestlers, of course, yeah, and that's what everyone sees. But what he's been able to do for Lex Luger is crazy. So I mean,
Yeah.
him getting inducted by him does not bother me. The next one bothers the hell out of me.
So yeah, the next one is what we said last show. The reason why I was being inducted is so Pepsi Boy can be their inductor. Is Stone Cold and Bret Hart's match from WrestleMania 13. Triple H, with no creative mind, decides we're going to install matches into the Hall of Fame when
That's terrible.
that you should never do that. And
Yeah.
That's stupid.
no celebrity this year.
No,
Right.
The honorable ones that are going to be into are Ivan Koloff, finally, Kamala, and Dory Funk Jr.
So
They're the legacy wing.
here's my thought. This was replaced because they were about to induct China. Because that was the big petition that was going around this year, was to induct her this year.
Well, and it's like Bray still isn't
Yeah.
inducted yet.
Can't do her and Triple H on the same year.
Well,
though.
that's the one thought that everyone's been talking
Yeah.
about.
So, alrighty. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 41. What?
So here's night one card is Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Is this in order?
I don't know if it's in order yet, but that's what they're doing the card as.
Okay.
Or with the matches for that night. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte for the Women's Championship. War Raiders versus New Day for World Tag Titles. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande. Poor Chad Gable still can't be in WrestleMania. Jay Cargill versus Naomi. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship. And the main event is Seth Rollins versus Roman versus Pepsi Boy. Yeah. Night 2 is Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, the champions, versus Bailey and Lyra World Tag Title match.
Why are they pushing her so much?
Well, I'm annoyed
Good
where
question.
she's the Intercontinental Champion. Why is she in a tag team now?
That was the whole thing. Why? I mean, like, I kind of thought they were going to give it to Chelsea Green's Secret Service,
Right.
but like
They should have.
they should
It
have.
would have made more sense.
But I'm also not a fan of
When you saw the gauntlet on Friday, you knew exactly what was going to happen. And they're not going to have heel versus heel.
it was, but I just
So now they just destroyed their entire women's tag team division and rushing the storyline. And as you said, Kent, the bad build-up.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Braun Baker, the Intercontinental Champion, versus Dominic Mysterio, Penta, Finn Balor in a fatal four-way for the IC title. I was hoping this would have been a ladder match.
it needs to be something. There's need to be
This
something.
this build up is like they told an intern, "Hey, go check AI and see if you can get some story
Oh, this is
build up."
definitely a chat GBT.
And they went to Google.
I was like, let's get matches and have no idea how to throw them.
Right.
Well, now
together.
the thing that I want to say is this: the card that you're saying 2 weeks ago, we didn't even have this card.
No.
So like this is why it feels all rushed
Yep.
anyway. So continue. So
And then, AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Io Sky champion versus Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair in a triple threat match. And then Cody Rhodes versus Cena for the undisputed title as Cena goes for his quest.
All right.
for
So
Nature Boy.
so do you think Cena's walking out of there, or is it going to come later this year? Because you know that the WWE has got to give it to him because Flair is a dual studio person, right? So yes, he's had it, but do they give it to Cena because he's homegrown, homebred?
I'm saying right now, Cena's going to win.
You're saying he's winning
He's winning the
a week from
championship.
today.
He's going to win it, walk out champion. Like I said before, Cody Rhodes is not advertised at all for the Raw after. It's And Cena's got a bunch of dates the next couple months.
Couple more.
Where I believe Backlash is in St. Louis, where
Did he say Blacklash?
Backlash.
That nightmare.
I'm not Triple H for crying
He's
out
got
loud.
black guys, black guys, and
Chicken.
Blacklash.
Where I see
on
him
toys.
going against Randy Orton for their final feud.
That's funny.
Orton's
been quiet on this build.
So the issue here was Kevin Owens was supposed to face Randy Orton for just their match with everything that's been going on. This past last Friday, Kevin Owens came out and said that he has to get surgery done on his neck.
Oh,
he had surgery done.
Is that because that ladder?
Well, he says back in January.
Yeah.
So that match was February 1st.
Oof.
But I would still say like that ladder did the Alabama Slam on the ladder did not help him at all.
Didn't help at
I think
all.
it made everything worse to the point where now he has to get the surgery done, and they're saying he's out for at least 16, 18 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the interesting thing about the card
If he comes back at all.
If he comes back at all.
Night 1 card is 7 matches.
Yeah.
Night 2 card is 6 matches. They're teasing a match with Randy Orton right now, currently.
Oh, he's going to be in it.
Yeah. So that's going to be your 7th match.
Seventh match on Sunday.
With.
I hope it's Aldous.
I hope it is too.
He deserves it. He's still in shape.
I will say this though, the couple of these giving these people the mics has gotten a little close to home to where I don't know if there's some real heat there or not, but even the one, I mean, Randy Orton said it, Mickey James is I'm gonna apologize to her, like, okay, you're bringing the wife into this,
right?
And then you had the Charlotte Flair and Tiffany, Tiffy brought up Andrade's the divorce, and
that's all because Charlotte's been going off script, and as what Cena used to do to test the younger talent, to rattle them up, see how they would perform. There's a lot of heat on Charlotte right now.
Yeah.
So I do not see her winning.
Yeah.
The original plan was for her to win, but I mean Tiffany held her own.
She did,
and the fans are supporting her. And
the one report that's coming out right now is WrestleMania 41 is going to be a 9-hour show per day. 18 hours.
Starting with the pre-show.
Pre-show is supposedly supposed to be 3 hours. The show is going to be reported at 4 hours, and then 2 hours for the post. That was been leaked by Peacock.
That's a lot of wrestling.
So
18 hours of wrestling.
Ticket sales
10 days straight
have not been well for this.
No.
Overpriced.
Way overpriced.
Still plenty of seats available. Maybe they drop it down day of.
Now, this is where, how is this? If Tony Khan wants to play in the big boy pool, you need to come out at this and say something, because there's been multiple reports from WWE people talking about how AEW stadium is not filled. They have to kind of shoot different camera angles. Like, the reports are out there that this is not selling.
Yeah, this will be. I can't wait to see.
So, like, you got to come out there and say, like, hey, like,
and
your biggest show of the year, you can't even.
Well, that and also AEW's biggest show, All In, is having bad ticket sales as well. They only sold, I think, 14,000 for their stadium in Dallas.
Yeah, but they're still young in my mind. Like, this is WrestleMania 41, like, in Vegas. I feel like this should have been the eye-opener experience that this should not be a 2-night event. No, get away from that.
And but then they're having SummerSlam a 2-night event.
18 hours of wrestling over the weekend.
And this is where it's like, I don't like how, I mean, we said it before when TKO was going to take over, it was the big money grub.
Yeah.
You got the sponsors all over the ring. It cheapens it up, like how the NBA did with the jerseys. I mean,
the floor.
You don't like it. Like,
but
NASCAR did it. Worked great.
Going into business side of things, Vegas, the city of Vegas, cannot like this either. Because this is, let's just say they sell 30,000 tickets.
Mm-hmm.
The number's probably going to be a third of that is going to be of age people that could drink 21 and up. That is 10,000 people not hitting casinos for 18 hours.
Right.
That's a big hit to Vegas.
Well, the other issue too is WrestleMania used to be like almost kind of. I mean, WWE is a family event.
Yeah.
You can't really do much with your kids in Vegas.
No.
Hey, you can. You can get them hookers. It's legal out there.
It's a cheaper babysitter.
No. When we get to the end, I'll tell a story about kids and hookers. I don't even know if Megan's on the cast right now, if she's watching or not.
Yeah.
But I will make a note of that.
Fantastic.
A $2 hooker.
No, it wasn't a $2 hooker.
That is it.
Oh.
But that's where also, like, I think the other thing that hurts too is WrestleMania Sunday is on Easter.
Yeah.
Usually WrestleMania is like the first weekend in April or last weekend of March is
Yeah.
the history of it. This, I think, is one of the latest WrestleManias they've had.
Hey, Tony, chop it up with Tony says 18 hours of good entertainment. Can't wait for the commercials. As long as they're not as frequent as the NCAA championship game.
Well, and the right thing is, and hopefully they don't do it like they did in events past where the commercials gave you away the winner of the match.
Right.
You know, it was like with the gin and juice with, and then the Street Profits won that same match. It was like, okay, I called it anyway, but the advertisement gave it away. Slim Jim and LA Knight, like it was.
So who is the big surprise coming in? There's always a big surprise. Shane O'Mac a couple of years ago before he blew up.
So yeah, what Malachi Black coming back.
You got
Rusev coming back.
There's that Black again. Ugh.
It's gonna buy you a black shirt.
Whatever. Why did I buy it? I got plenty of
I'll go get it out of the closet.
That's right.
But
I mean, there's a few. Like, they're known.
Is
though.
it Mr. McMahon?
I'd be very curious if they even showed Stephanie McMahon.
oh, they have.
See Mr. McMahon limping around with a cane now.
No. Did you see him at the Knicks game?
I was at the next. Yeah, I saw him recently in the news, and
He did look like Hornswoggle's father.
Yeah.
He did. But yeah.
But with it being WrestleMania, we have belts to defend if you want to grab that quick.
Got one hanging up here behind
If
me.
you'd like to challenge us for these belts, feel free to send an email to Kent.
At 216 Creator Studios.
You want to put it in the comment section, make it easier for them.
.com. Yep.
So what the rules are, you have to have your picks in before midnight on Friday.
Okay.
Or Friday and the Saturday, right after SmackDown
So,
that night.
What
And it's a confidence pick. So you have to put your picks, number of points, who is the most. So there's 7 matches each night?
Yeah. So currently there's 7 and 6, but we assume it's going to be 7 and 7.
So it'll be
So-
14 is your max point, 1 is your least.
That's right. Uncle Pete's telling you right there. Send your picks to Ken at 216creatorstudios.com. If you are able to take down, you and your tag mate are able to take down the champions who've held it for, geez, you guys
Has it been over a year?
It's been longer.
rolling up, yeah, a little over a year now.
I mean, yeah, ever since we won it, like that whole other show just completely dismantled and
Yeah.
chaos has happened. And
That is.
inner bickering and fighting, and they tried switching teams and still can't win.
Took him down. You Chew. All right. Chop it up says a bet. You Chew could be the proud.
No, this is BET.
Oh,
That wasn't me.
I'm sorry. That is the theme for this evening.
All right, and the
All right,
final segment of tonight's show, that doesn't work for me, brother.
Absolutely.
You,
That doesn't work for me, brother. I'm gonna tell you what is the midnight. I love the Hall of Fame stuff because you get the real raw people. I don't know if I can stay up till midnight
Right.
that night. That just doesn't work for me, brother.
they got to go back to one night WrestleMania, get your best
Yeah.
matches out there.
Yeah.
Bring back the Hall of Fame to Saturday night.
Breaker is if you choose the 7th match on Sunday. That's the tiebreaker.
I mean, but this makes me feel like there's so many the contract heavy that they are. Where
I would say the breaker is whoever is going to face Randy.
Yeah.
Put your pick who you think is going
You
to
know
face
Randy's going to be there. Who's going to go up against him?
um
Who's going to lock it up with Orton?
I think it's gonna be Aldridge.
Yeah, I go. Might as well just give them your pick.
I have no problem giving you guys my picks. Like
We've done it before,
we've done it before, and you guys still go against us and lose badly.
but I would like to have the picks in by Wednesday so we can at least, because again, we have to come clean and say what our picks are because I want to be.
See, I'm going to wait till after SmackDown
Okay.
because a lot of times that SmackDown they kind of give you a tell too.
No, and that's
What's going
fine.
to happen?
But we need to be able to, I want to be true champions here. And if we're going to have someone come after these belts, I don't want them to feel like we're cheating them. So if someone does want to put their picks in, whoever it is, we'll accept this open challenge. We'll have to figure out some way that we at least show our picks or whatever.
And if you're someone out there that wants to challenge us for our belts, where are you going to challenge? Like, where are you going to give up the challenge?
Yeah.
Of yours. Ooh. So TK, are you going to give up your Stone Cold belt?
I mean,
you want to put that on the line?
I'm really worried what's like on the cover.
I don't know
glad it's
what's
on the cover, but
Let's not show what's on the cover.
I think it's.
Take it out.
I think it's ranch. I think it's ranch.
you think it's ranch?
There's some blue cheese.
Blue cheese from
It smells like blue
the
cheese.
wings.
It could have been from all the wings that
Yeah.
I used to eat over there. Snake skin.
There it is,
Snake
baby.
skin.
The snake skin looking good.
So our belts versus your belt, TK. What do you say about that?
There we go. Woo! It's going to be a heck of a 10-day run here. Get your wrestling boots on.
So more likely we should have our next live show 2 weeks from tonight at 8 o'clock.
So
I may be in Indianapolis. We'll kind of figure that out as we go. Sun Stupid AAU game where I said, you know what? It's cheaper for me to go to the wrestling convention than your tournament. So good luck, kid. I'm going to go see Brett and Kurt Angle.
There it is. And we're
The
6
trifecta.
minutes over. The trifecta hits. Listen, folks, we can't thank you enough for joining. Let me tell you something, brother. The most electrifying hour here, 216 Creator Studios, right here. Tom's Production Studios, live. And, of course, check him out, www.tomsproductions.com. If you think he can ink it on all of your
Printing and decorated apparel needs.
Printing and decorative apparel needs. For all of us here at 216 Creator Studios, thanks for joining us and enjoy the next 10 days of wrestling.
And enjoy choking on your chicken.
Hey.